Hey guys, so the last video we talked about the cycle of our leg, a little bit about the cycle of our leg. I want to talk about that more now. We primarily talked about technique in high knees and butt kicks and how to do those properly. And again, speed, I'm going to remind you, part of it is genetics, but work on it. Work on your technique, work on your strength for speed, your power for speed. It's going to help you. And also, again, work on your soccer IQ, because that is ultimately what's going to help you. There's a lot of pro players that are slow, a lot of pro players that are fast. How do those slow pro players, how are they able to stay and keep up with those fast players? They read the game, they get into positions prior to that faster player getting the ball, usually 3-4 passes ahead of time, right? So reading the game and getting your soccer IQ is very important to help you, right, keep up with those faster players if you're maybe one of those slower players. So the cycle of our leg, the longer the cycle of our leg takes, the longer it takes us to move. We're slower, right? So we want to create a shorter cycle. And the technique points and the exercises that you worked on with the high knees and the butt kicks will do that, right? So I'm going to adjust this again so you can see, and we'll talk about the cycle of your leg. Right, so starting with that butt kick, you're driving here and then taking your foot out forward. So we want to try to get this movement as quick as possible. Again, you change positions, or you change directions with your agility every 10, 15, usually even shorter yards, that is. So you want to be taking shorter strides, shorter cycles, that is, not shorter strides, but shorter cycles in your legs so that you can change directions quicker, right? This might mean you're taking more steps sometimes, and then at other times you do want to lengthen our stride. We'll talk about that in a different video. But for this video, in this case, we want to work on a shorter cycle for gaining ground about 10 yards, no more than 10 yards. And then you're going to be changing direction for some purpose, whether it's making a run into space to get a ball or beating a player, getting around a player, whatever the case may be. But having shorter cycles in your legs are going to help you be faster. This also translates into the ball, right? When we're dribbling, we can't take these long strides. You can push the ball out in front of you and take a couple longer strides, but if you're keeping the ball close and you're touching it every stride, you're not lifting and driving your knees very high, right? If you were to do that, you'd step over the ball. So I'll give you an example. If I was to do the butt kick and high knee, I'd step right over the ball, right? So it's still a shorter cycle, but even so, this is going to be your normal touch, right? So it's a short cycle in your step. And even so with that, you're not driving your knees very high. It's more going at a lower level plane with the ground. You're more using your back leg, right, to propel you forward. And we're going to talk about that back leg in other videos, but work on the cycle of your leg first, okay? Getting the butt kick and then taking that foot out right away. Limit the lean, don't lean too far forward, right? And kick back. All right, we'll get you guys next time with some more tips.